you doing? My name is Greg Brown from Clean Slate Homes, and I want to give you a little insight into lease purchasing. What most people doing today are basically, say for example, you have a home that you've been trying to sell. You've listed it with a realtor for 6 months. You haven't gotten any action. You've gone ahead and listed it with a different realtor for another 6 months. So now you're a few months past the average 10 months it takes for a realtor to sell your home. Now, say for example, you already have another place to live and this home is now vacant. Okay, so take for example, you have a vacant house, you're trying to sell it. It's been vacant for now 3 months and it costs you $2,000 a month. So right now you've spent $6,000 and still have a property with no buyers and no action. So what do? If it's vacant, you absolutely have a better way to do things, and it's called lease purchasing. And what we do as certified lease purchase consultants is open up a whole nother classification of buyers. These are people who are currently renting, currently living with a relative, and they have a decent down payment. They might not have the full 10-20% that they might need to go out and just get a house, under traditional means. But say for example they do have 2.5% to 5%, up to 10%, which many of our tenant buyers do. But for some reason they need some help with their credit, or they have some judgments from the past, or a couple collection accounts that need to be taken care of. So what we do is we take a snapshot of their current credit situation, make some recommendations on what to do so that they can qualify for a mortgage at the end of either 1, 2, or even up to 5 years. So for example, that seller who's got that house vacant for 3 months, we have a database full of tenant buyers who are people who are pre-qualified with decent down payments and are very qualified for that home. So what we do is we make the connection between buyer and seller and actually make sure the deal goes through, protecting both sides on each end. And now, we basically are consultants who work with tenants, buyers, and investors across the country to make sure that when doing lease purchasing, they cover all the bases. And if you do enter into a lease purchase agreement and do not get pre-qualified beforehand, there is so many things that can happen so that you won't be able to get that mortgage. So before you enter into any agreement or give anybody any kind of down payment for a home that you'd like to rent with the option to buy, make sure you get pre-qualified. I cannot say it enough, because otherwise these people will just be putting you in there with the expectations that you will be able to close and not really care whether you will be able to or not, because they'll be keeping your option consideration / deposit at the end of the year. So if you want to avoid all that, make sure you're A, dealing with somebody who has your best interests at heart, and B, make sure you get yourself pre-qualified. And that's something that we do for each tenant buyer before we even discuss any of the details on lease purchasing. So if you have any questions or whether structuring a lease purchase might benefit you or somebody feel free to give us a call or log on to the website at cleanslatehomes.com. Thanks for listening and have a great day. Take care.